Welcome everybody to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about the famous hero Acastus, king of Iolcus, an Argonaut and a hunter of the Calydonian Boar. By the way, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so as to stay tuned for upcoming videos. Acastus was a king in Greek mythology, for Acastus was the king of Iolcus, but Acastus was also a noted hero, for he was an Argonaut and a hunter of the Calydonian Boar. Acastus was the son of Pelias, king of Iolcus, and an Axivia or Philomachi, although Pelias had usurped the throne, taking it from Aeson, the father of Jason. Acastus would have several siblings, including several sisters, like Alcestis and Pelopia. Acastus would grow up as a prince of Iolcus, and he became more than competent in hunting. Eventually Jason would arrive in Iolcus, and Pelias, in fear of losing his kingdom, tasked Jason with the seemingly impossible task of bringing back the golden fleece from Colchis. Jason would gather together a band of heroes to sail on board of the Argo to Colchis, and amongst the named Argonauts was Acastus. Some tell of how Acastus was forced to join the crew of the Argo against his will, for the presence of Acastus on board would prevent Pelias sabotaging the journey. Others tell of how Acastus willingly joined the crew of the Argo against his father's wishes and was accepted as an Argonaut by Jason. Certainly, Jason had no qualms about his presence on the Argo, for when Acastus was appointed as a night guard at one point during the journey, he managed to fight bravely against the Doliaones and was able to kill Sphodris. Acastus though was only a minor figure in the various versions of the Argonautica. Nevertheless, Acastus comes to prominence upon the return of the Argo to Iolcus. Jason and Medea, the Colchian sorceress, now plotted against Pelias, and with Jason's father Aeson probably having committed suicide during Jason's absence, this plotting would lead to the death of Acastus' father. Medea would show the daughters of Pelias, including Asteropia and Antinoe, how an old lamp could be rejuvenated into a lively lamp by chopping it up and boiling it in a concoction of herbs. The sisters of Acastus were convinced that the same rejuvenation could occur with Pelias, and so the daughters of Pelias killed their own father, but Medea did not bring the king of Iolcus back to life. Upon the death of Pelias, Acastus would become king of Iolcus, despite the fact that Jason was perhaps the rightful king of the city. For the killing of his father, Acastus would banish his own sisters from Iolcus, and Acastus then sought to punish Jason and Medea. Although the pair had not committed murder themselves, yet for instigating the death of the king, Jason and Medea were also banished from Iolcus, with the pair traveling together to Corinth. Acastus would bury his father, and afterwards, the new king of Iolcus organized funeral games for his deceased father. It was during these funeral games that Atalanta would wrestle and best Peleus, and it was also during these games that word arrived in Iolcus of the boar that was ravaging Calydon. Many of the Argonauts left in Iolcus now made their way to Calydon, and some tell of how Acastus also became a Calydonian hunter, although others tell of the new king remaining in his own kingdom. At some point though, Acastus would wed a woman named Astydamia or Hippolyte, and thus Acastus would become father to three daughters: Laodamia, future wife of Protesilaus, Sterope and Sthenele, mother of Patroclus. Astydamia was probably an unfaithful wife for Acastus though, as it was illustrated when Peleus arrived in Iolcus. Peleus had of course been an Argonaut alongside Acastus, and also a Calydonian hunter, but during the hunt for the Calydonian Boar, Peleus had accidentally killed his father-in-law Evrytion. Peleus required absolution for this crime, the giving of absolution being one of the powers of the kings in ancient Greece, and hence Acastus willingly forgave his former comrade. Peleus' presence in Iolcus aroused the interest of Astydamia, who now fell in love with the Greek hero, and the queen attempted to seduce Peleus. Peleus was already married to Antigone, daughter of Evrytion, and so rejected the advances of Astydamia. However, the scorned Astydamia went to Acastus and accused Peleus of trying to rape her, and also sent a letter to Antigone, the wife of Peleus, that her husband was about to leave her. Acastus' honor meant that he could not simply kill the man he had just recently absolved of regicide, and so Acastus plotted for Peleus to die in some other way. At some point, Acastus and Peleus went hunting upon Mount Pelion, camping overnight on the mountain. During the night Acastus would abandon Peleus, taking Peleus' sword with him. Acastus left believing that the savage Centaurs upon Mount Pelion would kill Peleus. Indeed, in the morning Peleus was surrounded by Centaurs, and the life of the Greek hero was definitely in peril, but the arrival of the wise Centaur Chiron saved Peleus from harm. Peleus now had a grievance against Acastus for having been left to die, but Peleus had a greater grievance against Astydamia. For the letter of Acastus' wife to Antigone, so Peleus' wife commits suicide. Now Peleus returned to Iolcus seeking revenge, and Peleus was said to have been joined by Castor and Pollux as well as Jason. Peleus thus led an army against the kingdom of Acastus, and soon Iolcus was conquered. Peleus would kill Astydamia, quarter her body before marching his army through the dismembered limbs. Now it is often presumed that Acastus died during this battle between Iolcus and Peleus' army, although it is not stated in all ancient sources, and perhaps Acastus continued to rule Iolcus after the death of Astydamia, although at some point Acastus was succeeded upon the throne of Iolcus by Thessalus, the son of Jason and Medea. Let us finish with the following saying: "There are many evils and there is no worse evil than man." Sophocles. That being said, remember guys to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel, it would help us a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for upcoming videos.